everyone. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is well. Late getting to you guys this week, but I just wanted to drop in to see how you guys were doing. Um, and to say, this is the time, dear guys, that we need to really take a moment. I know we've heard the news. I know we are in crisis mode, and I know many of us are probably just worried and just don't know what to do at this point with this COVID-19 pandemic going on. But what I will say is that this is the time that we have to exercise our faith. I'm not promoting any religion or anything like that, but I'm just saying just activate your faith. Trust that God will do what he needs to do in this moment. I know, and a lot of us are probably saying, if there's a God, how could he allow something like this to happen? Well, sometimes things like this happen for us to activate our faith, for us to just, get down on our knees or wherever we may be, just to say, God, have mercy. Have mercy on us right now. Keep us safe. Keep us healthy. Keep us strong. Build a hedge of protection around us so that we will not be affected by what's going on in this world right now. I'm in a state now where we're not, where they've actually said, don't go out, stay in. And then you still have individuals that are just not taking this seriously. Well, you need to take this seriously, because at this point, they don't know how folks are catching it. You could be walking around with it and not even know that you have it. And then you go and you're around individuals that the next thing you know, they're sick and they're trying to figure out, well, where did I get it from? Don't introduce anybody new into your home at this time. It's unfortunate. Hey, I can't go travel. I can't see my mom, my kids. I can't see anybody right now. But right now, I have to trust that God is going to take care of them. However the outcome, I have to trust that. And we have to sit back and say, what can I do at this point in time? You guys, this is not a ploy on a book or anything like that, but this is a ploy for us to say, you know what? I'm going to take this time to do a self-reflection of me right now while I have the time. So when I get out on the other side of this, I can be a better person than I am now. Because right now, you're going to learn compassion. You're going to learn some patience. You're going to learn patience. And you're going to learn how to just say, you know what, God, have your way. That's all we can do right now, guys. And check on folks. If you got a phone, call. If you can FaceTime them because you need to see their face and do what you got to do to see who you need to see. And just understand that we are in a situation right now. We have no control over this. Okay? We can't simply say, okay, I'll take care of this time. No, we have no control, because guess what? You're in the house. And if you have folks, and for the homeless, I just pray, God, to just watch over our homeless, dear God. I just ask them just to shelter them wherever they are. They may be outside, but just give them that fresh anointing upon their bodies that they don't catch this. And for everyone, not just the home, but everyone. Find something in your home that you can do, a project that you haven't been able to complete. Work on it. My husband and I, we're going through our entire house. And our house is not that small. We're starting at the basement and we're working our way up. I mean, there's a metaphor in there for you. You can catch that later. But we're starting from the bottom and we're going to work our way up to the top part of this house. And just to clean some things up. We're getting our house in order. We have an opportunity to do it, so we're going to do it. And it's a lot. I'm able to work from home. My husband, he still has to go out. And my prayers for all those people that are out and about. I pray for you. I pray that you're continue to stay covered, that you do not catch this, and that you're going to be well and you're going to be safe. To our healthcare professionals, Amazon drivers, delivery drivers, postal service, UPS, all anything that you have to be out in this. I pray that God covers you. And I pray for the employers that are not taking this thing seriously and are mandating their folks to come in. So I pray that hearts will be touched in this process, that we will be able to look at one another and say, you know what can I do to help you? I may not can get to you, but how else can I give you a word, of some encouragement? What is it that I can do? And we need to take some time. So, I know I'm having delivery service come to our home because I'm not able to get out. And because of the fact that I went through what I went through and I suffer with respiratory issues, I'm not about to put myself in that situation or bring it home to anybody else that's going to be sick. So I, for one, know that I have to be careful. And two, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm looking at what leadership is saying. I'm looking at what the authority is saying, and I'm praying for their leadership, to give us the right information that we need, And right now we're just taking some time. We're spending, my husband, we're spending more time together. We're working on these projects. He's working on this bathroom in the basement, and we're doing some other things down there, and we're just doing it. We're working at it together. Right now, you can't see it, but I have a 7-8 foot large sofa laying in my kitchen because we can't get it down into the basement. But that's neither here nor there. My husband's going to take care of it because he won't let me lift anything. But we're just doing some things to help us while we're in the middle of this process. Last weekend I listened to Damon D from Norfolk State University. They had a watch party, and I'm down in the basement. I'm doing something, and I'm just bopping my head, and I'm dancing through the process. And that was a nice, segue to what I was thinking. So shout out to my, to my fellow, my alumni Spartan who it was placed in his heart to play some music. Now I love all kinds of music, and to have a slip back Saturday last Saturday was great. I was able to reminisce about some things back when I was in college and how much fun that we had. And trust me, we danced so hard and so we were all in that the walls will be sweating in the area that we was. And that's some serious dancing. And we had a good time. So last weekend was a way to just remind us of how it was, and we were able to laugh. And I would see some of the folks that were in the live watch party, and I was seeing folks that I hadn't seen in years, and I'm laughing, and then I'm reminiscing. So it was great to do that, and like I said, Norfolk State has been my foundation with a lot of things when it came to my education. So it was able to help me to go on with the other degrees that I have. When I went off to Virginia Commonwealth University, which is better known as VCU, to do some other things, and then on to Walden. So I always look at that as my foundational base when it came to my education. In addition to where it really all started was at Southwark. And that's in South Philadelphia, where, it wasn't many of us on that top floor on 8th and Mifflin, but we did. And we had a good, we got through school, which there, it was so diverse. We had everybody on that one floor. And, it was just a great place, for us. And granted, yes, you've heard me talk about being bullied, through school and stuff like that. But education-wise, it helped me to be able to move forward from that area and to the other areas of my education. So, no, that was a blessing. But where we are here and now is a time for us to like I said, reflect. Tweak yourself. Like I said, when on the other side of this, when we're able to finally hug somebody, that hug gonna mean a whole lot. It's gonna mean a lot. That we can actually get out and we can hug our family and say, hey, I made it over on the other side, and we're able to press our way some more. So activate your faith, people. Activate your faith. But as I say, push, press, and pray. Yes, for women, it's like labor. Okay? And we got to press our way through this, and we're going to get to the other side of this. And like I said, the ones that are out there on the front, having to deal with all this, seeing so much of this, my prayer is that God will continue to give you the strength that you need to get yourself through it. And we are thinking about you. We are praying for you. And we're just looking at a lot of things, and we just want to sit back. I can't, I can call my mom, but I can't get that hug that I need. And I was downstairs going through some things, and my mother would write me a letter when I was in college on anything she found. I found one letter that she wrote on a paper towel. Yes, on a paper towel, people. And it was wonderful. And always when my mother would write me when I was in school, she would always give me some sort of word, whether it was a scripture or she would just tell me, don't forget to pray. And I'm thankful that I had that foundation of prayer, because when situations like this come, I know where I need to be. I know I have to trust my faith. I can't trust anybody else or anything else, but I can trust my faith. So what I will say It's to be the rainbow in the middle of the storm. You be the rainbow. And for me, the rainbow is a metaphor of God's promise that he would never leave us, nor will he forsake us during this time. So be the rainbow, people. Be the rainbow. You know, yes, we're in the storm, but be the rainbow. Let that light shine through you to somebody else. Check on your people, see how they're doing, you know, and just be that light. And as much as you give, you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back as well, for you to be able to restore and renew yourself. You know, and just having the confidence to know that we will get through this, and having the confidence to know what your abilities are in this, what your responsibilities are, what are you capable of doing, and you're confident that you're capable of doing whatever it is that you can do in the middle of all of this. And when I say confidence, I'm talking about, and the definite, I'm talking about just knowing that you know that you know that you know. And the confidence is, and I'm going to give you what the meaning of confidence is, and then maybe it will resonate a little bit with you more. Confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. So you need to be able to appreciate that good in you that you know that you know that you know is so strong that whenever whenever it shines through, it gives somebody else inspiration. It gives somebody else encouragement. And I had a perfect example of that. I saw this video, it was about maybe a minute or so long, and it was of a little girl, and she was singing, and her mother was sitting like behind her, and it was another teenage young lady sitting beside her, and they were singing. And the young girl, the little girl, and the young lady they were just singing, and they had the confidence. You know, they didn't care if they were singing. You know, and I'm not saying it's got to be for singing, but for anything. But they had confidence. And I watched the mom as she was watching her little girl, and she was just, you can give her some, little encouragement. But the little girl didn't need it because she had it. You know, and I can say it because I know them. I personally know them. And the mom, she's a beautiful woman, and I watch her, and I watch her with her family, and as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, and I know she works hard. I know she's burned at the candle at both ends and in the middle, and then still trying some extra wick where she can do some other stuff. I know that because I am her. I get that, and a lot of you that's watching get that as well. And she continues to press her way, and she continues to encourage her children. Now, what goes on behind their closed doors, I have no clue. But what I'm saying, when I see them in front of me, they're putting it all in. Hubby is doing his role, wifey is doing her role, kids are doing their role, and they're just doing it. It's showing a family unit that are working it. And I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about they're working to be perfected. I said, and it gives me a wonderful place in my heart when I see that. Because I look at those children, and I remember how I was when I was growing up, and the things that were going on in my household and things of that nature. And I now see what that looks like on the other side of still trying to work with your family and giving your children memories, good memories. So when they think about when I was 3 and 10 and 5 and 12, what it was when I was growing up. And I sit back, and she's awesome. You know, and I know she wasn't expecting me to say this, but I'm telling you, you are awesome. You are in a position where it's so beautiful to watch and to see you do what you do. And she knows who she is. She is a wonderful, and she has other things that she does as well. She is my choir director for 2 choirs that I sing on at my church. And she's been doing this for over 20 years. And when I say she gets it in, she gets it in. And I appreciate her and her process and what she has to go through. Because I know what we get is what we get, but she's got to do the preparation for us to do what we need to do. And she has worked with me, you know, to get outside of myself and to be comfortable and confident in certain things that I do musically. And has it been easy? Absolutely not. Has not been easy. I fought her and our head of the music department on a particular song that I had to do. And when I say I fought, I fought. It won't pretty. It won't pretty at all. And that's another thing I will talk about later. But they got me to a place where conviction had to set in for me to get myself right. And I had to go down deep to figure out why was I fighting so much. And I knew why. But they helped me to get to the other side of it. And I promised them if another opportunity ever presented itself, I would not fight them like I did. And I know I'm saying this publicly, but sometimes God has to convict you and knock you flat on your back for you to understand that when he say do something, you need to do it. So, which was a wonderful teachable moment for me. But I want to say to her that I appreciate both of you and what you do and what you did to help me in that process. So, and I'm just talking about having that confidence, and then another thing that happened this week was my daughter-in-law, and people like to say in the world, daughter-in-law. She talked about me on her YouTube channel and our relationship, and I wasn't expecting the words that came from her, but I appreciate those words. And I will post, like I said, both of these videos I will post so you guys can take a look for yourself. And she was just talking about our relationship, and she made mention of when my son and her started out. I called her sneaky. I did. I called her sneaky because I didn't know her. I didn't know what she was after. I didn't know anything, and I made it a point to get to know her, the person, the individual, because I know that her and my son, they liked each other. They was building a relationship, and yes, it was in high school, but I needed to take the time to get to know her. And moms, we know how it is when it comes to our sons. I wanted to know, and I got to know her on many levels, and it's a blessing because I got to know her as a teenager. I got to know her as the girlfriend. I got to know her now as the wife. Now I got to know her as a mother, and I get to know her as a daughter. Okay? And I welcome that. I appreciate that. I love her. And that's why I use the term daughter-in-law. She's not a daughter-in-law to me because we don't do marriages based on contract. We do marriages based on covenants. And I have a love for her. She loves my son. I raised my son to leave the cleave. I'm not that mom that says, okay, I need you to do this, and I'm disrupting your household. Absolutely not. He is a grown man who has grown man responsibilities. And I am his mother who am parenting him as a grown man. I'm not parenting him as if he was 2. I'm parenting him as a grown man. So if he needs mom for anything, he can always pick the phone call. I love our relationship as a unit, as a family, because we're able to connect and to talk to one another. We make it a point. We're deliberate. We're intentional about how we interact with one another. And it's a wonderful thing, especially with my grandson here now. And I miss it because his bassinet is over there and he's not in it. I'm normally, running around the house doing some things with him. And, right now we can't. But we found other ways to connect with one another. But we have to take this time to find other ways. We talk, we laugh, and what Chelsea did, and that's my daughter-in-law's name, Chelsea did for me, I really, truly appreciate it because she was welcoming. And we both opened our hearts to one another to get to know one another. And we have a wonderful relationship. We would sit down at the table when the guys aren't around and we're laughing and talking and we're sharing some stuff. And I understand everyone doesn't have that. She calls me mom. It's no disrespect to her mother, and I welcome that. She's like, and that's what we do. We're family, and I love her for that. I watch her as a mother. I watch her as a wife, and I sit back and I'm just, because I'm an observer, and I sit and I watch, and for both of them, my son as well. And we just enjoy one another. We laugh so much at crazy things and comparisons that, we'll watch some movies together. That's just what we do. It's too much other things that we need to worry about in life versus getting, when you're that close into an immediate family where you're not getting along. And that's what we do. And I love her for this. So Chelsea, I thank you for those words, and sharing that, with your subscribers and the world. And I want you to know that I love you truly and dearly, because you have been there for my son in some critical moments that he's had to experience because of some of the stupidity of me and dad, and you were there to help him through that, and we so appreciate that. And I'm not too proud to say that, sometimes parents don't get it right. We get a little twisted, we get a little stupid, we get a little crazy. But we come back on the other side, and that we apologize for it, and then we strive to be better. And that's what we do. My parents did the same thing. I was able to have somebody in my life at that time to be able to share what I was going through. And it was a blessing for me at that time and that place. But we have to continue to move forward in what we're doing and how we're doing it, so we can grow and to be better. So like I said, I will put those two videos at the bottom so you guys can take a look. Chelsea's channel is called Chelsea My Life Actually, and it's funny. She talks about a lot of things that's going on in her life, and one day we will do something together. Maybe one day me and my son will do something together. My son and my husband are pretty much alike when it comes to social media. They are, you probably see our son more than you will see dad in any of the videos that I do, because that's just not what he does, and I respect that. Because sometimes social media is not kind, and I've experienced that. And I wasn't trying to do YouTube channels or anything like that. And my son and Chelsea, they talked to me and said, "Mom, just think about it. You have things that you can say that's needed, and to a particular audience, and we think it would be great to do." So here I am, about a month and a half in doing these, and I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing how you're doing. I look forward to your questions. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment out, and if time permits, I will send you something back, letting you know that I saw your comment. And just sit down and just enjoy yourself as much as you can during this time. I don't get to see much of my family now, so hopefully my family can take a look at this and I can say hi to everyone. I'm good. I'm fine. We're handling things. And I hope you guys are too. You guys know how to reach me. Give me a call, text, or whatever. However you can communicate with me. Maybe we'll do a Zoom. I'm not sure. So we can all see one another. But it's just a trying time for all of us. My workload is heavy. I'm trying to get some things done via remote. My personal life, which, like I said, we're working on projects in our house to try to get some things straight. The book signing celebration has been postponed. I'm not sure when we're going to do it. I might try and do another way to introduce you guys a little bit more into the book. But I'm going to pray on it and see how God wants me to do it. And that's the way I look at that. But for the most part, I just want to check in and see how you guys are doing. And just remember to love more. If you don't know how, learn how to love more. And that's starting with yourself. To start working on you in this moment where we are right now. And to my single folks who are just home by themselves, there's nobody there with you, that goes just as much as it is for you as well. Check on your neighbor, see how your neighbor is doing. And just think about, how can I be better? What can I do that's going to, better sustain me? I'm used to, going to church and doing certain things at church, and we're scaled back some now, but I'm just going to think of other ways that I can do more. Our church, and thank God for our pastor, who we're doing things virtually for our services. And I thank God for that, that we were able to do that for a lot of us. Because I know for me, knowing my respiratory issues and what I went through in these last few years, I know for me I have to be careful of who I am and who I bring into my home. And thank God no one has come in other than my husband. Um, and that's what we got to do. We have to make sure that we are um, doing all that we can do in this moment. It's just so much that's going on that we still have to continue to press our way. So just think about those things. We have so much, and on the other side, that we have so much that we can be thankful for in this process. That some of us need to have some time that we can exhale, that we can just sit down for a minute. So sometimes we just need to be able to be at home and just, you know, be away from all the other craziness of the world. Um, and like I said, this evening for me, I'm just going to continue to get down in the basement and do some work. I got a lot of work down here to do. My office is in disarray right now because a lot of the construction that went with the bathroom, the dust and everything has gone over into my office. But it's okay because I know when it's all said and done, there's another space that I'll be able to utilize even more. So you'll see me doing my videos probably in different parts of the house. And right now, this is the family room that I'm in. So we'll just I'll make it work. You know, as I said, we'll make it do what it do. But for all of my shout outs today, I just want to say, guys, be a rainbow in the middle of this storm. Be a rainbow. A rainbow is a metaphor for God's promises. And he's given us a lot of promises. And one of the big ones for me is that he would never leave me nor forsake me. So I want to be the rainbow in the middle of this storm. So when somebody contacts me, they may be feeling a little blue. I can give them a little rainbow. I can say, look, it's going to be okay. We got to go through this. We got to trust the process. We got to trust our faith. And if we need to get down, if we need to pray right here and then that's what we're going to need to do. So we just going to trust that God's going to do what he needs to do. And that is my prayer that, that a fresh anointing falls fresh on every household at the sound of my voice, every person, whatever your situation is, just know that he's a provider. He will provide your needs. I mean, I know a lot of us are trying to figure out how we're going to pay this, that, and the other. Some folks' hours have been cut. Some folks are not even working, and they're just trying to figure this out. But just take one day, one moment at a time, and then he'll take care of the rest. Trust me when I tell you that he will do it. Just sit back and watch. Just while we got we got a lot of stress on us now. So not only are we dealing with COVID-19, then we also got the stress of that as well. So we don't want to break down our bodies any more than what we're already doing. And I'm not saying that just to you. I'm talking to myself as well. So I will be hitting the treadmill and the elliptical and the weights and whatever else I can find in here. Because mind you, I told you guys I'm an emotional eater, but guess what? I have not been emotionally eating in this process. So we're going to see what happens. So far, I'm down a little bit. I'm not where I want to be, but that's okay. It's a start. I had to work with the mind first to get me to where I need to get to. So what I would tell you, you guys continue to stay prayerful, continue to stay faithful, continue to be well, continue to know that it is a time to love yourself and activate your faith like you've never done it before. And remember, God loves you. I love you. Be safe, be well, and be blessed.